What's up, Friday? I'm feeling a little altered state of consciousness today. I haven't meditated this much in a long time. So, I'm just going to roll with that. And we're going to incorporate some spirals into our flowing practice. So I'm visualizing that there's a paintbrush on the top of my head pointing right up towards the ceiling, and I'm going to draw a little circle using just my head. And I'm going to gradually increase the size of that circle, turning it into a spiral, growing larger and larger. Go in the other direction, starting with a big circle, and then spiraling smaller and smaller. And then I'm going to bring my head back to neutral. And now I know that I drew a spiral on the ceiling, so I worked in that plane. And now I'm going to draw a spiral on the wall in front of me. Imagine there's a paintbrush on my nose and a beautiful blank canvas right here, and I'm painting a spiral. So I'm using my nose and the imaginary paintbrush on the tip of my nose to draw a spiral, starting small, gradually growing larger and larger. And then go the other direction, starting large and painting that circle smaller and smaller. Awesome. So that's a fun little thing that I do to kind of activate the third eye, the space where my imagination, my creative ability comes from, my meditative possibility. It's birthed right here in the third eye. So I drew spirals on the ceiling and spirals in front of me with the crown of my head and with my nose. And in some ways that communicated something to my body right here. If we draw a little line down here through the center of my head and right here through the third eye spot, and they meet right there, that is the pineal gland. And by choosing to draw those spirals in both planes, up there on this plane and out here on this plane, it created this energy in my practice that I'm bringing my mind into my body practice now. Alright, so then let's work some more on some spirals. Let's draw some spirals with the shoulders and the rib cage. So find a good space to rest your hands where you feel comfortable and stable. And we're going to draw, more circles than spirals. But you can start small and go larger and larger. But you're moving your rib cage in this plane. Okay, so drawing circles with the rib cage. to keep breathing. And then go the other way. Come back to center, and I'm going to turn this way because I'm going to draw a circle in this direction. So with my rib cage, I'm drawing a circle. That is my rib cage drawing a circle. Get your mind out of the gutters. And now we'll go the other direction. Rib cage circles. I know you might be comfortable in your seat, but let's stand up. We're gonna take a little bit of a wide stance. Our feet aren't together and they're not super wide either. Our knees are bent. Bring your hands to your hips and we're gonna draw circles with the hips. Keeping the spine straight and lifted, but drawing some nice circles with the hips. And I noticed that with the hips, it's actually almost easier to draw big circles, but we're also going to draw little circles with the hips. Kind of like your hips aren't moving in space, but as if they were a cup of water and you were making the water move around a bowl or cup. So hip circles. And then we'll go in the other direction with big hip circles. Those are a little bit easier for most people. Doing our best to keep our shoulders kind of where they are, but isolating the muscles of the hips. And then small hip circles. I know, you're like, Amy, I wanted a seated yoga class. Why are you giving me belly dance? Trust me on this one. Okay, from there you can go ahead and sit back down. Let's bring some circles and spirals into our extremities. Arms out to the sides. I like to do a peace sign mudra. And drawing small circles that gradually grow larger and larger into big spirals. Remembering to continue breathing. Go in the other direction, starting with large circles, gradually moving them into smaller and smaller circles. While we're here, I want to talk about an important pressure point right now, lung 1. So my collarbones are right here, right? And then there's like a little bit of a depression there underneath my collarbone. So we can just apply pressure right there. You can use your thumb. I'm using my pointer fingers because then it's like right here, I'm pointing at it. Just below the collarbone. It's a little spot there. And you want to activate that to boost some immunity. And we'll have more tips like that coming out in future videos. And then one leg at a time. So you might want to come to the edge of your seat, grab onto the arms or the seat itself, lift your leg, point the toe, little circles, gradually becoming bigger and bigger. Nice spirals. Go the other direction. smaller and smaller. Rest. Still lifting through the spine. Point the other toe away. Small circle, sorry. Small circle, gradually growing bigger and bigger. And then other direction, large circle, growing smaller and smaller. Awesome, let that go. Another thing that I'm going to suggest, because increasing circulation is super great, this is more of an invigorating massage technique, but let's rock through it anyhow. I'm going to slap myself from the shoulder through the arm and back again. Other side. Okay, now the legs. I'm making fists with my knuckles not rolled in, but like a flat surface here. And I'm going down and then up. Down and up. Down and up. Sit back in your chair. Get really comfy in your chair. Pressing into the back of your seat. Float your eyes closed. Relax your shoulders down away from your ears. Take a finger mudra if you choose. Breathe. Scanning through the body piece by piece, noticing what you're feeling in each muscle, in each joint, in each cell of your being. With each exhale, letting go of any resistance. With each inhale, creating a new possibility for how you want your body to feel, for the emotions you want your heart to feel, for the beliefs you want your mind to hold. Letting go of any resistance, any negativity, any judgment, any lack of trust. With every single exhale, allowing that stuff to leave your body. And then with every inhale, expanding into possibility. It's also really beneficial for you to linger in the stillness on either side of the inhale and exhale. So that moment where you're neither inhaling or exhaling, pausing there, stretching that space out. Keep your spine lifted. Bring awareness to the bandhas. I'll talk you through this. Keep your eyes closed. The pelvic floor. We talk about this with Kegels. Pulling in and up through the pelvic floor and keeping that engaged. With each exhale, relaxing into the body with your pelvic floor pulling in and up. The space just below your rib cage. the sternum ends. There's a respiratory diaphragm there. Again, pulling in and up. Continuing to activate pelvic floor, Mula Bandha. Activate Uddiyana Bandha, the respiratory diaphragm. And then with every exhale, melting, relaxing and releasing through every other part of the body. And then the next bandha or lock is in the throat. Pulling in and up, tightening and lifting. So now we have Mula Bandha at the base, Uddiyana Bandha in the middle, and Jalandhara Bandha in the throat. Breathing deeply, engaging these three locks and letting every other cell in each and every muscle let go, relaxing and releasing. Tuck your chin towards your chest. Continue breathing deeply, lifting through the center, but letting the chin tuck towards the chest. Lifting the head back up to center. Reach your right ear towards your right shoulder. On an inhale, lifting your head up to center. Exhale, chin to chest. Inhale your head back up to center. Exhale, left ear towards left shoulder. On an inhale, lifting your head to center. You may float your eyes open, flutter the eyes open. Stay where you are. I'm just going to shift a little bit. And we're going to roll through our spine with the cat and cow mindset, or an undulation of a belly dancer. Bringing your hands to the tops of your legs by your knees. And at first we're going to tuck the chin and we're going to roll everything down, but then with the face, with like the third eye, we're going to roll back up. You can watch me. I'll do this a total of 5 times. I'm gonna expect that you watch once or twice and then you do it yourself. Tucking chin, rolling down through each part of the spine, compressing as much as I comfortably can. And then leading with my third eye coming forward and up, rolling through the rest of the spine. Tucking chin, rolling down through each vertebra. Folding forward a little bit, and then the third eye reaches forward and up. And that rolls through the rest of the spine. Bringing the spine back to neutral might be a beneficial pointer here. So after I've lifted up, I don't keep an arch here. I pull it in towards the center. Okay, so before I tuck my chin towards my chest, I've pulled my Uddiyana Bandha back in and up. Tucking chin, rolling down through each vertebra of the spine. Third eye is leading me forward and up. There is an arch in my back, and then I neutralize the hips, the lower back, the arch, engaging the bandhas again. Tuck chin towards the chest, rolling down. Third eye leading you forward and up. Arching, gentle back bend, heart opening, pulling in and up through the bandhas, bringing our spine back to neutral. One more time, chin to chest, rolling down, flexing through each vertebra of the spine, extending through each part of the spine as the third eye reaches us forward and up, and then pulling it all back to center, back to neutral. Awesome. From there, let's press the palms together. Inhale the prayer up, squeeze the belly, open in the heart. As you exhale, twist, bringing the arms down, looking towards the wall behind you. Breathing deeply into this twist. Inhale, hands back up overhead. Lifting through that center, through your bandhas, twisting to the other side as you exhale, bringing arms down, looking over your back shoulder. One more breath. Lifting hands up to a high prayer again, and draw the prayer down through your center. Awesome. I'm going to grab a towel. I have big hopes that we're really opening in the chest, in the front of the chest, in the sides of the ribs, and in the back here, because there's lung tissue and all of that needs a lot of healthy circulation right now. So I'm going to use a towel as a prop, and I'm going to come a little bit closer so you can see what I'm doing. So I'm going to take this towel and just reach it behind me, and then with the other hand grab the towel. And if I don't feel much of a stretch, then I'm going to continue to bring my hands closer and closer along that towel until I do feel a stretch. And when you're doing this, you want a straight spine. So no arching the back to get it there. pull in through your bandhas. So Mudiana Bandha is at the pelvic floor. Uddiyana Bandha, respiratory diaphragm, around the rib cage, at the base of the sternum. Jalandhara Bandha, in the throat. So activating Mula Bandha, Uddiyana Bandha, Jalandhara Bandha, and then you're opening in the lungs. And with this, you're actually also opening this whole area, which is important because there's lymph clusters there that are going to do a lot to help keep you and your immune system functioning optimally. Breathing deeply, and then we'll let this go. Shrug the shoulders, slide them back and down. Do that a few more times. Reaching shoulders forward, up, back and down. Forward, up, back and down. And then bringing your shoulders back, up, forward, down. Back, up, forward, down. One more time. And then we'll take our towel to the other hand, fling it behind us. And then you're going to reach the other arm out, bend the elbow, so you're bringing the back side of the hand to your back, to your low back, and then grab that towel and continue to bring the hands closer and closer together until you start to feel like you found your edge, and you breathe into that, and then again you check in with your bandhas, pulling in and up at Mula Bandha, pelvic floor, Uddiyana Bandha, below the sternum, the base of the rib cage, Jalandhara Bandha, in the throat. Breathing deeply, assisting with ensuring that there's a lot of oxygen coming into your lungs, traveling from the lungs to the heart, where then the heart pumps oxygen-rich blood into every muscle, every cell, every organ of the body. Let that go. And since I've been playing with this whole belly dancer vibe tonight, let's do some snake arms. Just have fun with it. Don't get like too critical about this. Make it playful. Rolling the shoulders and letting that roll through the arms. Awesome. Shake it up. All right, so let's actually stand. And I have my chair here to help assist me. And we'll take a chair-assisted down dog. So my feet are a little bit wider than hip distance apart, and I can hang out right here if this is what feels good. Just kind of intentionally putting traction into the lower back, maybe by pushing the hips back. Or if I want to feel this more in my chest, my shoulders, I'll bring my forearms to the chair and let my chest sink towards the floor, towards that space between my feet. Make sure that you're not hyperextending your knees. You want a subtle bend in your knee joints. triangle legs. So one foot is going to reach forward, the other one is back. The forward facing foot is pointing directly towards the chair. The back leg is angled out. You're still trying to avoid locking into the knee joints, but they will be rather straight with this posture. And you can have your hands on the chair or come down to your forearms and sink into this. Now, one thing I would say is watch what happens with my hips right now. I'm going to pull my right hip. It's my right foot that's forward. And I'm going to pull my right hip back and shift my left hip slightly forward. So before, my hips were kind of at this angle, but I want them to be right there, like in the same line. So I'm pulling my right hip back, allowing my left hip to shift forward slightly, and it's a completely different experience. Relaxing and releasing in the upper body. Allowing each breath to bring me deeper into the relaxation, the release, the letting go, the surrendering into the pose. Lifting back up, let's switch legs. Left leg forward, right leg back. My right toes can be angled out a little bit to the side, but my left toes are pointing forward. I'm trying to avoid hyperextending the knees, although the legs will be as straight as possible. And from here, I can, before I come down onto my elbows, I can just check my hips. I don't want this hip jutting forward. I want this hip back, my left hip, my front hip, the hip that's connected to my front leg, so my front hip, pulling that one back, which is naturally going to create a sensation of the right hip, the back hip pushing forward. So once I've gotten my hips squared off towards the front corner of my mat up there, then coming down to my forearms, elbows, and with each breath, releasing into the hips, the lower back, the back of the lungs, the back of the body, the backs of the legs for sure. If you need more intensity, you can take a wider stance, bringing the back leg back even further. With each breath, sinking deeper and deeper into the pose. Pushing back up, out, nice and slow. Step your feet together. Let's forward fold. So don't hyperextend the knees. Slight bend in the knees. Forward folding and providing ourselves a space to rest the arms and head if it doesn't feel safe for us to hang all the way into a forward fold. Even rock gently from side to side. You can do that if you're using the chair as well. Instead of rocking your arms from side to side, you would sway the hips from side to side. And then because I have this like affinity for lung twists right now, wonder why, let's press the right hand to the center of the chair, extend the left arm up, exhale, twist. Sliding the left hand and arm into that space behind the right wrist. And then maybe we'll do this 3 times. Inhaling up again, and then exhale, twist. Hold here for a breath or 2. Lifting back up, twist. And then we'll do the other side, pressing the left hand down in the center of your chair with enough space behind your left wrist for your right arm to slide right through, threading the needle. Inhale the right arm up, exhale, twist. You may be able to go deeper into this twist if you're activating your bandhas, engaging your belly, pulling in and up at pelvic floor, respiratory diaphragm, and throat. Inhale back up, exhale, twist. Take another breath here, really releasing into the twist. Inhaling up again, and exhale, twist. All right, releasing out of that, let it go. And we'll save that other trick for next time. We're gonna do some meditation. Get into a comfortable seat, whatever that means for you. Close your eyes, tuning all of your attention inward. And enhance the length of time and the amount of space that your breath takes up. I want you to take up space and time with every single inhale and exhale, as well as the moments of stillness where you're holding on either side of the inhale and exhale. And with that, you're enhancing the quality of each breath. Make sure that you're pulling in and up through your bandhas. Mula Bandha at the pelvic floor, Uddiyana Bandha below the rib cage, Jalandhara Bandha in the throat. Pulling in and up, lifting through the center of the body, and then letting everything else drape off of that center pole. With each exhale, releasing the muscles, relaxing the tendons and joints. Use your breath as a tool to focus your attention. With your next inhale, thinking about the muscles of the face, unclench the jaw, relax the eyebrows, release through the sinuses. Imagining any thoughts can simply melt away, and then tuning your attention with the next inhale to the crown of the head, releasing from the crown of the head, allowing that to wash over the sides of your head, the back of your head, the base of the skull, relaxing and releasing down the back of the neck and through the throat, releasing out into the tops of the shoulders, wrapping around fronts, sides, and backs of the shoulders. Shifting your focus from the shoulders down the upper arms into the elbows, releasing down through the forearms into the wrists, relaxing out into the palms of the hands, letting go through each fingertip. Feeling the expansion of breath into your lungs, expanding more fully with every inhale. Feeling the lungs push out against the muscles of the chest and upper back, expanding deeply into the belly, lower back, and pelvic floor. Relaxing, releasing, and letting go with each exhale. Releasing down into the hips, wrapping around fronts, sides, and backs of the hips. Imagining that any remaining tension can just melt from your tailbone down into the ground beneath us. Relaxing, releasing, and letting go with each exhale. Releasing down into the upper legs, wrapping around fronts, sides, and backs of the thighs. Relaxing through all parts of both knees. Releasing down through shins and calves into the ankles. Releasing out through tops and bottoms of the feet. Letting go through each toe. Invite your body back into subtle movements, wiggling fingers and toes. Gently rock your head from side to side. Pressing our palms together in front of the heart, honoring our bodies and our yoga practice. Bring the prayer up to the third eye, above and between the eyebrows. Honoring your dreams, visions, and goals, bringing them into balance with reality. Draw the prayer back down to the heart. I'm going to chant my favorite chant, and I will also chant 3 ohms at the end. Please join me and know that our collective ohms bring energy into our goals. So we're supporting each other in prayer. Om Namah Shivaya Gurave Satchidananda Murtaye Nishprapanchaya Shantaya Niralambaya Tejase. Namaste.